Now, regarding Ashman phenomenon, which is really very interesting phenomenon, it actually describes one of the apparent ventricular conductions. Now, this apparent ventricular conductions most likely will be as of a right bundle branch block morphology. It will be as RSR prime. So it is one beat that comes as RSR prime in another during another type of rhythm. Now we will see an example for this. Okay, what happens is this is the pathophysiology of it. So we will talk about pathophysiology really in details, but it's actually we will have a long RR interval in the EKG, and after that, this will be followed by a short RR interval. And at the end of this RR interval, the short one, we will have the apparent ventricular conduction as a right bundle branch block morphology. This will terminate this cycle, and the heart will start another RR interval. So this is the pathophysiology. We'll talk about it really in details. The other thing to know about the Ashman phenomenon is really can be seen with any supraventricular tachycardia, but it's commonly seen in atrial fibrillation. And Ashman phenomena is totally asymptomatic and requires no treatment or attention, but you have to recognize it in the EKG. Now, let's talk about the pathophysiology. Now, just as a reminder, this is a very important reminder. Whenever we are talking about the conduction system, just remember that the right bundle refractory period is longer than the left bundle branch. Okay, so the right bundle refractory period is longer than the left. Okay, now so what happens? What is the pathophysiology behind Ashman phenomena? Now all the conduction system below AV node, like bundle of Hess and the bundle branches and Purkinje fibers, their refractory period actually depends on the heart rate. That being said, like if the heart rate is really very slow, meaning that the RR interval is prolonged because the heart rate is slow, the Hess-Purkinje system will adapt a longer refractory period. Why? To prevent other electricity sources from conducting into the ventricles. Okay, so if the heart rate is, for example, 60, the RR interval will be really prolonged, right? Between the beats, there is like a good amount of time. So what happens? The Hess-Purkinje system will adapt a prolonged refractory period to adapt this heart rate. Now, if the heart rate is increased, instead of 60, it is now 100, meaning that the RR interval is shortened, okay? The Purkinje Hess fiber system will adapt to this shorter RR interval and will decrease its refractory period. Now, this is actually adjusted from beat to beat, okay? So according to the preceding beat, the previous beat, the Purkinje Hess fiber will adapt to the new refractory period. Now, so what happens? Let's say that we have a heart rate of 60, okay? And let's just assume that patient has an AFib. There is a source of this electricity coming from the atrium. Okay, and the heart rate now is 60. Now, what happens? The Purkinje Hess fiber will adjust to this number, to the 60. Now, let's say out of nowhere, this firing increased. Out of nowhere, it increased. So the next beat will come earlier than what it should be, right? So when it comes earlier, it will go to the ventricles, but still the Purkinje Hess fiber in refractory period, and the right bundle branch is the refractory period for it is longer, right? So it will be blocked. So the electricity will only travel to the left bundle, okay? And will give us an apparent beat as if we have a right bundle branch block like this, okay? Because it's normally the refractory period for right bundle branch is longer than the left bundle. So the electricity now will go to the left bundle instead of the right bundle and give us a picture of right bundle branch block, okay? And this will be terminated. And with the next beat coming, it will be normal. Why? Because now the Hess-Purkinje system understands that there is increase in firing, so it will decrease the refractory period time. Okay, that's it. So how we can look at the Ashman phenomena on EKG? Very simple. You look for an RR interval that is prolonged. Look here, it's really long. So the next RR interval for the Hess-Purkinje system is prolonged, should be prolonged. So what happens? There is a firing here. There is a firing. There is a new beat coming here, okay? And it came with a short RR interval. Okay, and when it reaches the heart, the ventricles, the right bundle is already blocked. So it will go to the left bundle instead of the right bundle, and will give us the RSR prime, which is the right bundle branch block morphology. Okay, and after that it terminates and goes back to normal. So this is how we can see Ashman phenomena. So whenever you have a prolonged RR interval, after that it's followed by a short RR interval that is terminated with apparent conduction. How we know this is apparent conduction? Look for the morphology here and the morphology of other QRS complex. It's different, right? So this is how you diagnose Ashman phenomenon. All right, look at this EKG strip again. Okay, if we look here, the RR interval is prolonged, and out of nowhere, there is a premature beat here. Okay, so we have a prolonged RR wave, and after that shortened RR wave terminated by apparent conduction. And if you look here, it's not actually a right bundle branch block morphology. Okay, it's not, so it's not the rule that it will follow the right bundle branch block morphology. But again, this could be any other lead, like lead 1 maybe. Okay, so it's very hard to tell what is the right bundle branch block morphology in this lead. And that's it about Ashman phenomena. Thank you.